Just for more info. Oh, that sounds pretty fun.
That sounds incredible. Yeah, I'm a big Small World guy. I'd love to go.
Are you?
Yeah, a little ride, little international politics.
You get to hang with Patrick Mahomes on a roller coaster.
No way.
Pretty cool contest.
I'll be in a churro over there. I don't like that ride.
So many churros. You don't like Small World?
Get killed for not liking that ride.
Yeah.
Huh?
Some people
like
agree with that. A little
It's
appropriation
so long.
going on.
I'm like, what's going on? We'll sell that out in the newsroom in Culver City. We'll take it away.
All right, thank you, Kay. Well, we can't hype the Seahawks-49ers game enough, so we'll keep going. Both teams looking to seize the NFC West title, something the 49ers hadn't done since 2012. Now, to make this a reality, we'll need another big game from quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, who could join Hall of Famers Joe Montana and Steve Young as the only 49ers QBs to win 13-plus games and have a 100-plus passer rating in a single season. It won't be easy, as Garoppolo will be in another hostile environment, but head coach Mike Shanahan says Jimmy G has come through before in, well, frankly, less than desirable conditions.
I think the main thing with Seattle is just to know how loud it is. I mean, everyone's played in loud stadiums, and that's usually the loudest. You're not going to be able to hear what I can say to Jimmy is it'll be exactly like New Orleans was. I mean, I've been in New Orleans a bunch, but New Orleans was different. Last time we were there was as loud as I've ever been anywhere. So it's last time in New Orleans was tied with how Seattle is. So it'll be very similar to that, and I thought he handled himself well there, and expect him to do the same thing in Seattle.
Oh, we cannot wait. Meanwhile, Giants running back Saquon Barkley has posted more than 100 rushing yards in back-to-back games. The first time he's done that this season since weeks 1 and 2. And while his Giants are not in the playoff race, he knows the Eagles are. And he hopes his squad is in the same place very soon.
It's going to feel a lot different. I actually think it's going to be a test. It's going to be something that not only myself, but the team is up for, because we're playing against a team. Like, this is a playoff game for them, obviously. And, we're going to get their best. And at some point, and hopefully soon, and I believe very soon, we will be on the other edge of it, where we're a playoff team. We're going to get their best, and we're going to be able to go out there and compete at a high level and, see who comes on the top. But I know it sounds cliche, and I've been saying it, but obviously our real focus is finishing the season off strong, and what way to go out being Philly and a home crowd.
Barkley finally looking healthy, and like the Saquon we thought we'd see all season, averaging just over 150 yards over the past 2 games to go along with 3 rushing touchdowns. We'll be seeing a steady diet of Saquon Barkley with the ball on Sunday.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. More on the playoff picture, more on the Falcons' decision to bring back Dan Quinn, more on Antonio Brown being in the Saints facility this morning. More on that all day long, but It is now time to shine a light on the game's brightest stars, presented by Oakley. Is this the last time we're doing this, guys?
Maybe.
Right. Who's going to shine bright week 17?
Let's start with that man that Will Silva was just talking about, because I think he can throw a wrench in the entire NFC East. And I'm going to set the scene. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You've got the Redskins and the Cowboys in a tight game in one window. And then you've got the Giants and Eagles playing, and the Eagles are winning in the playoffs. And Miles Sanders is going up against the guy he backed up in college. Saquon Barkley is my brightest star this weekend. Saquon Barkley was unbelievable last week. Saquon Barkley put up 189 yards on the ground. He also had 4 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown in the air. The Giants are playing loosey-goosey, and there is nothing they would love more than to spoil the Eagles' season by winning in front of a national TV audience on Sunday afternoon, late in the window, when the Eagles are winning. And don't for a second think that Saquon doesn't want to put his stamp on this season. It's been a lost one for the most part. A lot of people thought he'd be the MVP. He was number 1 pick in fantasy. Saquon can go out with a bang, and I think he will. Remember, Miles Sanders backed him up at Penn State, is getting a lot of heat as the best running back in the NFC East right now.
So true.
Saquon Barkley. Let's make things interesting. Check in with me, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Sunday check in with you, huh?
I think Saquon Barkley is going to put a big wrench in everybody's plans for the playoffs.
Your dance card is
Are you on the Dallas train with this one?
I don't know what train I'm in. I just know that Saquon's going to make things interesting.
Got it.
Peter, do you think we talk too much Titans on the show? Do you? I'll take that as a yes. That brings me to Derrick Henry.
Let's go.
Here's the deal. There's really good backs, And then there are big game backs. You can look through history. Some of the best guys show up in the biggest games. And in the second round of the draft a few years ago, the Tennessee Titans took the biggest one of them all. They took Derrick Henry. And he said, sure enough, after he was drafted, I want the Titans to win a Super Bowl. That's why I'm here. That's why they picked me. Let's go, Derrick. This is why they picked you on Sunday. You go back in Derrick Henry's history, he got some big games, guys. State high school playoffs, Yulee High in Florida. Derrick Henry had 482 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns on 58 carries.
482?
58 for 482 and 6. That's high school. In college, massive Sugar Bowl, 271 in the Iron Bowl.
Seriously?
Massive national title game to beat Deshaun Watson in the title game, all right? That's all at the amateur level. Right now, Derrick Henry, these are just facts. The most famous moment of your career, the biggest play of your career, is against a terrible Jacksonville Jaguars team on a Thursday Night Football. That's it. That is not a big game. We're going to find out this weekend. We know you are a big back. Are you a big game back, my man? Because if you are, they are going to ride you all day. Bright as stars. We ain't at Yulee High School anymore. Go beat the Texans. Not just big back, big game back, Derrick Henry.
I like that.
Thank you.
Speaking of big game backs, I got a running back that I'd like to talk about for the Patriots. And you're like, oh, Patriots running back. Who you talking
You got Jimmy White?
James White?
Sony? Brandon Bolden?
No. I'm talking about Mr. December, Rex Burkhead.
All right.
Now, here's the thing about the Patriots. Listen, they're one of those individuals, they can tee up anybody, because that's just what they do, right? They can tee up Sony Michel.
Yep.
They can tee up James White. They can tee Rex like Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And that's what they do. Speaking of Jurassic, that's what everybody thought this team was. They're old.
Yep.
Tom Brady's old. You know what, Julian Edelman's so they can't do it anymore.
Yep.
They lean on the individuals that know how to play when the moments matter the most, and that's Rex Burkhead. So for me, the guy that's going to shine bright is a guy that's been doing it. He's been balling, and around this time of year where it gets cold and guys are afraid to go sleeveless, and it's the month of December headed into January, running backs, big game running backs like Rex Burkhead ball out. Watch him versus Miami. He's going to shine bright.
They found their fullback, too, right? You talked about it. You saw that a lot when you were at that Bills game.
They've got a Landon Roberts, a linebacker, now playing fullback, 21 snaps, blocking for the likes of Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel, and James White. Patriots are back.
They figured it out. They'll be at home facing the Dolphins. I'm going to need a minute here, you guys.
What you got? What's up?
Go ahead.
It is not lost on me that this might be the last week that we see Phillip Rivers, a quarterback we all know and love, as the quarterback of the Chargers. There's a chance this could be his last season altogether. So let's just talk about how brightly he can shine. Because, yes, it's been a disappointing season. Yes, there's always been this leave you wanting more thing to Phillip Rivers. But he's also one of the most prolific quarterbacks in NFL history. He's had one of the best careers. He's sitting here 6th all-time in yards, 6th in touchdowns, right behind a guy who had a similar rap on his career named Dan Marino. So to me, yes, the playoff hopes are gone. Lost season. Go into KC and wreck shop for them. Rob them of a first-round bye. Maybe toss 5 touchdowns to make it an even 400 for your career after Week 17. Rivers has never done anything quietly. Do not go quietly into the offseason after this year. I think we've seen Eli get a beautiful send-off moment. We've seen that from other quarterbacks and such. I want him to get the send-off he deserves. I don't know that he has that fan base behind him right now, and it is a damn shame that that's the truth. I believe Kansas City Chiefs are classy fans. I believe they have respect for the game. I think whatever happens on Sunday, win or loss, they will give him their love. What do you guys think?
No doubt.
Well better.
I hope Chiefs fans give him some applause, some love. You know, considering the Eli treatment when it happened at that stadium, I hope that happens at Arrowhead this week.
Dig it.
What's the hat say, Kay? Nunca coepi.
The affordable superstars in the league, as told by him. All right, let's go NFC players. Let's break this on down. How about running back Saquon Barkley? 189 yards rushing. Yeah, 4 receptions for 90 yards and 2 TDs. How about that for filling up the stat box? Chandler Jones, he's 3.5 sacks away from breaking Strahan's record for sacks in a season. He has 6 tackles, 4 sacks in this, and 2 forced fumbles. He's been all over the place this season. In special teams, Robbie, as good as gold. He had the game winner, as we know, has been very crucial in the victories for the 49ers this season.
Nate,
How about that?
I heard a rumor
Okay.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not, honestly. Is Chandler Jones coming on our show today? I can't find. Is he?
This is true. This is true. Chandler Jones is supposed to be coming on the show.
Okay.
And
Because Devon Kennard, yesterday on the show, Lions Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, said he's the best defensive player. He's not getting enough love.
They said he should win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes to teams that aren't winning, there's always this stigma that their superstars aren't as talented as some of the superstars on winning teams. It doesn't matter. Sometimes circumstances, they dictate how much shine you get. And right now, there isn't a lot of shine in Arizona. I mean, aside from the sun. But Chandler Jones, he should be talked about with some of the best in the game.
Well, he comes from such an athletic family, so he's been a stud his entire